So, good afternoon, everybody. Today we are going to discuss, as we have done in the previous class, we have discussed regarding the probability distribution function, probability mass function, probability density function corresponding to a discrete and corresponding to a continuous random variable. Okay. Today we will move on to the application part of that, where we are going to move on for construction of distribution function whenever a probability distribution given to you. A probability distribution structure given to you, and from there we need to move on with the construction of that probability distribution, from that construction of distribution function rather, with that probability distribution. Achha. As I have told you in our previous section that what is probability distribution? A structure like that which contains the values of the random variable with their corresponding probabilities. A structure which contains the values of the random variables with their corresponding probabilities. This structure is known as the probability distribution. This structure is known as the probability distribution. Okay. Now what we require to find out? We require to obtain the distribution function from the given structure. What is your given structure? Given structure is probability distribution. Now what we have done, as we have this problem we have already discussed in our previous class, but still I am going on so that it will be recapitulated for doing the next problems. What we need to do, as we have learned in our previous section, that this distribution function is nothing but a probability value ranging from minus infinity, this probability value ranging from minus infinity to this particular value of x at which we require to find out the distribution function. Okay. So always while finding the distribution function, I need to start from the minus infinity. I need to take on the intervals. We need to take on some specific intervals within which we are going to find the values of the distribution function, and that interval should always, for each and every problem, always ranges from minus infinity and ends up to infinity. Okay. So for this very first particular problem, what we have done, we have started the intervals according to the problem. It is given to us values of the random variable at 1, at 2, at 3, 4, 5 and 6, and the corresponding values of probabilities are given to you. Now what I have done, the very first interval that I have selected, that is ranging from minus infinity strictly less than 1. Minus infinity strictly less than 1. That means extrapolation, external part of this random variable, whichever is given to you, but started your range from minus infinity. So in this range, whenever it is minus infinity strictly less than 1, that means it is not including 1. So what is our probability? No probability is given. That means the probability value will be equals to 0, because that event is not possible. That random variable is not possible, not given to us. So that probability becomes 0. In this range, our capital Fx becomes 0. Now one by one, I need to select on the ranges by including one by one each random variable. Let us see the next interval that we are selecting, that is 1 less than equals to x strictly less than 2. That means now 1 to 2, but excluding 2, including 1, excluding 2. But here also, the range is given to us from 1 to 2. But what we are doing? We are ranging it from the initial. We are finding the value of capital Fx as the probabilities ranging from the very initial value of the random variable. Then the initial value of the random variable is x equals to 1. So here we are taking Fx equals to probability x equals to 1. And that becomes 1 by 6. Similarly, if I go for the next interval, that the interval I am taking it as 2 less than equals to x strictly less than 3. So I am going up to, I am including up to 2, excluding 3. Okay, including up to 2, your capital Fx becomes probability x equals to 1 plus probability x equals to 2. Right? So it is 1 by 6 plus 1 by 6, since it is including 2. So we will go up to 2 starting from the very initial value again. Okay. So it becomes 2 by 6. Similarly, the next interval, that is including 3, 3 less than equals to x strictly less than 4. And now again we need to start from the initial part, that is probability x equals to 1 by 6, probability x equals to 2, again 1 by 6, probability x equals to 3 as it is including 3, so again 1 by 6. So 1 by 6 plus 1 by 6 plus 1 by 6, it becomes 3 by 6. Similarly, when we go for next interval, 4 less than equals to x strictly less than 5. So how much I will include? I will start from x equals to 1 and I include up to x equals to probability x equals to 4. So how many? 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 by 6. The results in this interval for your capital Fx will be 4 by 6. Now what? The last one, that is no. 5 less than equals to x strictly less than 6. Still we have not included 6. We are including 5. So we'll go up to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So it becomes 5 by 6. It is not obtaining over here, but it becomes 5 by 6. Okay. What next? Now we have included up to 5. Now 6. Beyond 6, how much I can go? Nothing is given. So beyond 6, I can go up to infinity. So I'll write as the next part that probability x greater than equal to 6 less than infinity. Okay, greater than equals to 6 less than infinity. Okay, so what it is? 1. How much? That means it is including 6. So how much probability? X equals to 1, x equals to 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So the sum becomes 6 by 6. So at the last interval where we are going up to infinity, that value of capital Fx will be equals to 1. So in this way, in this process, we are going on whenever a discrete probability distribution given to you for finding out the values of the distribution function capital Fx. Is this clear to all? We have discussed this particular problem in previous class, but still I recapitulate so that we can do the further problems. Is this clear to all?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so let us move on to the next problem where we will do again the same thing for finding the distribution function. Look at the problem. What is given over there? Evaluate the distribution function for the following distribution. A distribution, rather you can say a probability distribution is given to you. We require to find out distribution function. Distribution function means again capital Fx. Capital Fx we require to find out where the probability distribution is given to you. So let us see, I am going for this problem. Look at the values of the random variable, that is -1, 0, 2, 3. And look at the probabilities 1 by 7, 2 by 7, 3 by 7, 1 by 7. I'm going for, I'm sharing the whiteboard to do the problem. Okay. So let us take the whiteboard to do the problem. What is the values of the random variable? If you can remember, x equals to, what is given to you? X equals to -1, then
0,
0, then
2, then 3.
2, then 3. -1, 0. Wait. -1, 0, 2, and 3. And values of the probabilities whichever given to us, that is corresponding to -1, what is the probability? 1 by 7.
1 by 7.
Yes.
2 by 7.
Corresponding to 0, it is 2 by 7. Corresponding
3 by 7 and 1 by 7.
it is 3 by 7. And corresponding to 3, it is again 1 by 7. Okay. We require to find out capital Fx. Now you are going to tell me what is the very first interval. First I select the interval, then it will be easier. What is the very first interval I should take over here?
minus infinity to -1.
Yes, minus infinity less than x, strictly less than -1. And what is your capital Fx in this interval?
0.
0. Very good. Because we are not including -1 and excluded -1. Before -1, no probability, no random variable values are given to you. So probability value will become 0. Now next interval, what will I take? If you can tell me.
-1 to 0.
minus 1. Now I am including minus 1. So minus 1 less than equals to x, strictly less than 0. Okay.
0.
And what is your capital Fx? What is the expression for capital Fx?
1 by 7.
It is actually probability what? X equals to which random variable value? Which value? Including minus 1. So x equals to minus 1. So value is 1 by 7. Right? Okay. Achha, next interval, what will I take?
Minus 1 to 2.
Which
Minus 1 to 2.
minus 1 to 2? No.
0 to 2.
0 to 2. Now we will include 0, exclude 2. Okay. So it is 0 less than equals to x, strictly less than 2. And what will be your capital Fx? What is the expression in terms of probability?
1 by 7 plus 2 by 7.
Yes, that means it is actually probability x
3 by
equals,
7.
x equals to minus 1. We will always start from the initial part. Plus, we are including 0. So probability x equals to 0. So it becomes what? Probability x equals to minus 1 means 1 by 7 plus 2 by 7. So it becomes 1 by 7 plus 2 by 7. So it is 3 by 7. It becomes 3 by 7. So in this interval, our capital Fx value becomes 3 by 7. Right? Achha. Next, which interval I will take? Next interval.
2 strictly less or is equal to x and less than 3.
Achha. 2 less than equals to x, strictly less than 3. Right? So your Fx value will be
1. 1.
na,
1.
na,
মানে তিনটা 1 by 7 plus 2 by 7 plus 3 by 7.
তাহলে 1 by 7 plus 2 by 7 plus 3 by 7 কত হবে?
6 by 7.
তাহলে 1 বলছিস কেন? 6 by 7. Right? Okay. Acha. Now what? After 3 nothing is there, so we can directly write it as x is x is greater than equal to 3. X is directly you can write it as greater than equal to 3. X is greater than equal to 3 means it's going up to infinity. 3 এর থেকে বড় একদম infinity অবধি যাচ্ছে। আচ্ছা, so what is your capital Fx now? Now we are including 3 also. So what is capital Fx value?
One.
Hmm?
1.
Yes?
Infinite.
যেমন করে এটা ক্যালকুলেট করলি সেরকম ভাবে কর। Now it is including 3. কিছুই নেই, এটা জাস্ট আগে
টোটালটা 1 by 7 থেকে 1 by 7 পর্যন্ত প্লাস হবে মানে
Ma'am,
টোটাল
থেকে
7
plus
by
হবে। তাহলে কত আসছে? What it will be?
7
If I
by
add-
7.
Yes, it is
1.
it is getting 1 as we are getting it as 7 by 7. So value is 1. Okay. And this is a check for you in each and every particular problem that in this interval where we are going up to infinity, your capital Fx value will always be equals to 1. In each and every problem, the interval where we are going up to infinity, remember very carefully, where we are going up to infinity, your capital Fx value will always be equals to 1. Can you tell me why? A simple reason behind that. What is that? Why?
Because it is the largest probability.
Largest probability. Anyone else? Anyone else? Shaiv has given me an answer. Anyone else? See what we are doing in this Fx. We are taking the sum of all probabilities. We are taking the total probability value whichever is obtaining in the case, in the particular problem. So total probability value or sum of all probabilities will always be equals to 1. That's why whatever the problem you are doing. It may be different from this one or any problem. For distribution function, the value of distribution function, capital Fx, where we are including, where we are going up to infinity rather, at that time, at that interval, your capital Fx will always be, a capital Fx value will always be equals to 1. Okay. Is this clear to all? Is there any doubt in any part of this particular problem? Any doubt in any part? Yes. Anyone want to say something? Is it clear to all? Each and every step, how we are moving
Yes,
on? Okay. So we are moving, ranging from minus infinity, we are going up to infinity. The interval selection will be done according to the problem whichever is given to you. And according to the selected intervals, we will be finding capital Fx. Okay. What we are doing, we are just summing up the probabilities at the particular values of the random variables according to the intervals whatever we have selected. Now you are going to tell me one thing, that the problem that I have taken, or the probability distribution, what I have written, is it for discrete random variable or it is the case of continuous random variable? Can you tell me that?
Discrete.
Why it is so? Why you are saying discrete?
Because the random variables are taking some isolated values.
Yes, we are having the random variables taking some isolated values. Okay, just a minute, please. We are taking the random variables, just taking some isolated values. Okay, so these are the cases, or this is the case of discrete random variable. Okay, now we will do a problem. If this is okay for you, we will move on to a problem where we will do a case of continuous random variable. This is okay. So whenever is a discrete random variable, this is the process to find out the distribution function capital Fx. This much is okay. So now I am moving on again with our note where we will do a particular problem. See, this is a problem that we have done where we will do the particular problem of continuous random variable. So let us take a different one. So this one. Okay, this will include everything. Determine the value of the constant c such that fx is defined by fx equals to cx into 1 minus x for the range 0 less than x less than 1 and equals to 0 elsewhere. So what is given to you? Determine the value. First we will read the problem, then we will make it understand. Determine the value of the constant c such that fx is defined by this thing is a probability density function. Find the corresponding distribution function and probability x greater than 1 by 3. Right? So fx is given to you as like this, which is including the constant c, which is a probability density function, and find the corresponding distribution function. So can you tell me how we are going to obtain what is given to you at first? This is given to you as probability density function small fx. The thing which is given to you, that is probability density function small fx. Small fx takes the value cx into 1 minus x for the x ranging from 0 to 1. And at all other values of x, except excluding this range, or out of this range, your fx will take the value 0. That's why it is written fx will be equals to 0 elsewhere. Elsewhere means at all other values of x, fx value will be equals to 0. So this is a probability density function given to you. First of all, we require to find out the value of c constant, and then we need to proceed for the distribution function. Okay, so let us find the value of c. For finding the value of c over here, what we need to utilize? We are going to utilize a property of density function. We are going to utilize a property of density, probability density function. What it says, we have learned in our previous class or previous section that a property is there regarding probability density function that integral of all values fx dx will be equals to 1. That means integral over the whole range minus infinity to infinity fx dx will be equals to 1. Okay, so let us go for that. Integral minus infinity to infinity fx dx. What does it signify? We can split out this interval. In which interval we have a fx? Which interval we are getting a fx? 0 to 1. At all other intervals, at all other values of x, our fx value will be equals to 0. So we will have only this part 0 to 1. 0 to 1. Because if I can split this interval minus infinity to 0, 0 to 1 and 1 to infinity, we can split out this interval. After splitting out, only this part will contain a particular finite value. All other parts become 0 because fx will be 0 at all other values of x. Okay, so that's why I'm writing 0 to 1 cx 1 minus x dx equals to 1. And in this way, it is getting it as, we are getting it as c integral 0 to 1. Integrating this from 0 to 1, you will get the value of c as equals to 6. Is this much is clear to all? Is this much is clear to all, or I need to do on a whiteboard?
Yes.
Is this much is clear? How we are getting c, value of c?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So next part, see, we have got the value of c. That means now fx is known to us. This is our unknown part in fx. Now this we have got value as 6. So now fx is 6x into 1 minus x. For x varying from 0 to 1 and equals to 0 otherwise. Otherwise, the value will be equals to 0. So this is our 6. Now, again, we are going to proceed as we have done for the distribution function in the previous problem. What we have done? We have selected particular intervals ranging from minus infinity going up to infinity. We have selected particular intervals ranging from minus infinity going up to infinity. Okay, so again we are going to select out some intervals from minus infinity to infinity according to the problems. So very first interval is minus infinity to 0. Dekho, you have what is the segregation given to you? 0 to 1. 0 to 1. So initially I must go up to 0 from minus infinity strictly less than 0. What is your fx? Fx will be equals to 0 because in this range your fx value will be equals to 0. Small fx value will be equals to 0. And one more thing, if I go for the whiteboard, can you tell me, instead of going for the whiteboard, I will do the problem. Can you tell me what is the relation between small fx and capital fx? We have a relation according to the definition. See, this is this. Utilizing this, if it is the case of continuous random variable, we are going to utilize this relation. That is, capital fx is what? Integral minus infinity to that particular value of x, ft dt or fx dx, whatever you like to say. Okay, so utilizing this for the range minus infinity to 0, for the range minus infinity to 0, what is the value of small fx? Minus infinity to 0, your small fx value will be 0, and that's why our capital fx becomes 0. Okay, now next range is what? In the next range I will include 0 and excluding 1. So 0 less than equals to x, strictly less than 1. What it will be? Capital fx equal to integral minus infinity to x ft dt. This is by definition. How much I need to go? I can include 0. So minus infinity to 0. I am splitting it up. I am splitting this interval. It's minus infinity to 0 and 0 to x. What is the highest level? 0 to x. Minus infinity to 0. In this interval, what is your fx value? What is this value? 0. So I have put it 0 directly. Okay. And 0 to x, whenever it is greater than 0 and going up to some values of x, what is your fx value? That is, for greater than 0, it is 6x into 1 minus x. So that's why it is written 6, as it is a constant, so it's written outside, t into 1 minus t, or you can write also x into 1 minus x. Okay, dt. Now integrating this, Ranging from 0 to x, we will get the value as 3x square minus 2x cube. So this is your capital Fx in this range. It is not getting, you are not getting a particular value. Since it is given to you in the form of x, so we are getting a function of x, that is 3x square minus 2x cube. Okay. Next range. Now see, up to 1 is there. After that, no range is given to you. So from after 1, where will I go? I will move on to directly infinity. So next range is greater than 1, less than infinity. Greater than 1, less than infinity, or directly you can write x is greater than equals to 1. So how much fx will go? Now it is including 1. Fx, capital Fx, again by definition it is minus infinity to x ft dt. So I am splitting it up, minus infinity to 0, 0 to 1, as it is included 1, and again 1 to infinity you can say, or 1 to x also you can say. Okay. 1 to x or 1 to infinity. So where we are, for this range it is 0. For this range we will having a value, okay, by after integrating, and for this range if it is greater than 1, again it becomes 0. And if you evaluate this integral, you will get it as 1. Okay. So all the intervals are covered, ranging from minus infinity going up to infinity. What is the leftover? What we have got for the first interval, minus infinity to 0, your fx is 0. For the second interval, 0 to 1, your fx is 3x square minus 2x cube. And for the third interval, where we are going up to infinity, our capital Fx value will be equals to 1. Now see, again the same thing, that's what I am saying, that the interval where we are going up to infinity, capital Fx becomes 1. So you are going to write in this way. Whenever you are writing your final answer, that capital Fx 0 for this range, capital Fx 3x square minus 2x cube for this range, and capital Fx 1 for this range. Is this clear to you? Is this clear to you all?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
Okay. So this is a particular problem where nothing, we are doing the same thing, but we are utilizing the relation between capital Fx and small fx, and then we are finding the value of capital Fx. Okay. That means this, if it is a case of continuous random variable, we are integrating in the form of integration, we are obtaining the value of capital Fx. But if it is a case of discrete random variable, we just sum up the probabilities. Okay. Sum up the probabilities values to get the capital Fx, to get the value of capital Fx. Now you are going to tell me, do you have any doubt? Now this, I think we have done two problems, one from the discrete random variable case, another from the continuous random variable case. So in this way, we can say that how we are going to evaluate the distribution function for the case of continuous random variable as well as for the case of discrete random variable. Once again, I am telling you, if this is the discrete case, then we are summing up the probabilities. If it is the continuous case, then we are utilizing the relation of small fx and capital Fx in the form of integration, and then we will find the capital Fx corresponding to particular interval.